Hi all, good evening. I am Abhishek and I'll be taking you through the concept of capital structure today. As you all know, capital structure relates to how money can be raised for a business. When we discuss this, the first thing that you should keep in mind is that the four sources of capital that I'm going to talk about are all interrelated and they all are important when it comes to raising money. Again, the challenge is intuitively understanding these concepts. So, what I've decided is to help you visualize, I'm going back to the same example that we talked about last time. So, let's start. I am Abhishek Panipuri Wala and I run a company called Abhishek Waterballs Private Limited. This has been my aspiration for long and now I have decided to give it a shape. To give a shape to this idea, what I am going to do is raise money for my business. And to raise money, the best person I can think of is my grandmother. So the first thing I do is I go to my grandmother and I ask her, Grandmother, would you give me some money? I want to run a business. And she says, great idea. I love the fact that you want to take the risk the way your grandfather wanted to. So, I am going to give you money. I have 10,000 with me. This 10,000 you can use for your business. And this 10,000 that I give you for your Pani Puri business that you want to run need not be returned to me if there's a loss. If there's a profit, a part of it you can return to me and call it dividend, and the rest you can keep it to yourself and call it retained earning. This retained earning you can use to expand your business. I was very happy with what my grandmother gave me as an idea. So I took that 10,000 and I went to my drawing table and started making calculations again. I needed some more money. So this time I went to my father. When I asked my father for the money, his answer was simple. Get lost. I can't give you any money to do any business. You're useless. You don't even know how to give shape to your ideas. And I was disappointed. But before I left, he called me back and he told, okay, no problem. I'm ready to give you one more chance. But whatever money I give you has to be returned to me under any condition. You make a profit or you make a loss, I don't care. You have to pay me an equal amount every month. And the amount that you pay me is called interest. So, you have to return the principal as well as the interest on the loan. Hence, I realized what my father was giving me is called debt. So, I was happy. He gave me around 15,000 rupees. So, now I had something called equity. I had something called debt. Thirdly, I went to my father-in-law. Now, when I asked money from my father-in-law, he was in a catch-22 position. Like my father, he did not have faith in my idea. However, he could not be as frank as my father was in saying that. So he found a way out. He decided he is going to invest in my preference shares. Now I asked him, what is this preference shares? And he told me, preference shares is that he will be giving me some money. On that money, what I pay him will again be called dividend, but I need to pay him only if there is a profit and the amount that I pay will be fixed. Then he went on to tell me that this is a non-cumulative preference share. And there is something called a cumulative preference share in which what happens is the dividends are added and it keeps accumulating. I had my sigh of relief. Now I had three sources of funding my business. I had equity, I had debt, and I had preference shares. I went to my students and I asked them, would you like to fund my idea? Now, I knew this was the smartest lot and I was waiting for their answer. And soon came their answer. After discussing, they told me that fine, we are going to give you debt for a short time and this debt can again be converted into equity, I have to give them that option, provided my company is doing well. If the company is not doing well, they would call it a debt. So what they were talking about is a convertible bond. So convertible bond would be converted into a debt, into a equity if the company does well, and if the company does not do well, it would remain a bond. Hence, now I understood. There were 4 different ways from which I could raise money. The first was equity. In equity, which my grandmother was giving me, the risk was that of my grandmother. So I would be relaxed. If there is a loss, it would be hers. The next was bonds. In bonds or debts as we call it, which my father was giving me, I needed to be very careful. If I am not able to pay him the interest, he has the right to close down my business. My company can go bankrupt if I don't pay him. The third class is the preference dividend. Here, I need to pay the dividend regularly. However, if I don't pay a dividend in a given period, the company doesn't close. The fourth class is a convertible bond where the group of people who are investing in the company at present believe that the idea is risky. However, if the idea takes shape and makes some money, it can be converted into a very interesting proposition and can generate a lot of money. So for a short period of time, they would like it to be a debt, and if the company does well and its market value improves, they want to convert it into a bond. So this fourth class is known as convertible bonds. So now I had 4 different ways of raising money. So this is what capital structure is about. So the riskiness of all the 4 groups, as you would have realized, is different. Equity shareholder takes the maximum risk. Debt holder takes the minimum risk. Preference shareholder is taking a risk which is less than the equity shareholder and more than the debt holder. And convertible bond is an hybrid instrument which has the characteristics of both. So with this, I hope you have understood what capital structure is all about. Thank you.